With a history of more than 3,000 years, Xi'an is one of the oldest cities in China and was its capital over 13 dynasties. And even Xi'an's present invokes centuries-old traditions and crafts. But the region's star attraction is a world-famous archaeological discovery that draws around 4 million visitors a year. The Terracotta Army, standing guard over the underground tomb of Emperor Xi'an Shi. This is one of the most extraordinary finds the world has ever seen. Made all the more remarkable that it was discovered by chance by a farmer in 1974. And what's really special is that no two soldiers' faces are identical.
From a historical and archaeological point of view, this is a very important place for China's history and culture. This is a symbol of a strong nation, artifacts from the Qin Empire. China used to be many kingdoms, and Qin united the nation.
This may be one of the world's most celebrated and famous archaeological finds, but Xi'an is not content to rest there. There's a grand vision to recreate Xi'an's original urban layout of 1,000 years ago by 2020. Beneath my feet, exploratory excavation on the site of China's first and largest man-made lake, Kunming, which supplied water to Xi'an for more than 1,000 years before drying up. When eventually this site is complete, what will tourists who come here, what will they see?
When it's completed, the environment in West Xi'an will be improved and it will attract people to the area. Kunming Lake has a famous history. It was an important tourism spot during the Han and Tang dynasties.
It'll be fantastic. Yeah. All around the city, monuments, pagodas and mosques adorn the streets, some original, some not. Like Daming Palace, where important state affairs and grand banquets were held during the Tang dynasty over 1,000 years ago. This latest version was reconstructed in more recent times. Millions of tourists come from all over the world to visit, and the 2020 plan aims to boost those numbers. Not all reconstructions are successful, though. Like Yipang Palace, which hit the headlines earlier this year for the wrong reasons. Originally built in 212 BC, the former imperial home was recreated just 13 years ago, but after being panned as fake and proving to be a commercial failure, knocked down again. Indeed, some of the 80 million or so tourists who visit every year do appear confused about the blurred line between restoration and recreation.
They're modernizing the old history, so you don't know when it's fake or when it's real. That's a little bit tricky.
When you look around, you see all these old buildings, but then you're like, wait, they're not old. They're just rebuilt, but then in like Chinese style. So they do keep the culture intact. I have mixed feelings about it because it still looks Chinese, but it's not like 1,000 years old, and that's what you actually come for.
The fake one is very harmful. You can't compare it to the original one. What's more important is that everyone, residents and tourists alike, should have the right to learn about the authentic cultural heritage, be close to it and appreciate it.
A new version of Yipang, at a reported cost of $6 billion, is under development today, but many of the ambitious plans for the city, as well as restoration, involve the relocation of an estimated 100,000 people.
We should judge it from two sides. On the one hand, this is a solution to protecting cultural heritage. On the other, for economic reasons, the local residents should cooperate with it. And there is one other solution. They could get a job at the relic site.
Ultimately, experts say the future success of Xi'an's dream depends on how sensitively it's carried out.